Welcome to everyone around the world. This is a quick video for anybody who's a chili head, a pepper head. You know, just like I am, we're on the quest to find the ultimate hot pepper. If that's what you're all about, then this video is for you. Now, anybody who likes chili peppers is always looking for the hottest one. We're looking for the top 10 list, always hoping in anticipation it'll be updated one day with some new creation that someone has either hybridized, themselves, or they've discovered somewhere in some country, right? Like with the Trinidad Scorpion. So I'm always looking at the top 10 lists, over the years, and everybody's heard about this Pepper X, right? We've heard about Pepper X taking the number one spot. On pretty much any resource you go to, it's always Pepper X. And the number two spot's going to one called Dragon's Breath Pepper. And the number three spot is the Carolina Reaper. This is what everybody's heard. There's actually quite a bit of myth to those three that I just mentioned. And of course, Carolina Reaper is real. There's no denying that, but there is a little bit of myth to it. And, I'm just going to plow through these myths here, point out what is either a lie or a scam or a hoax or, potentially that. And then I'll move on to actually going through a credible list of what the real verified hottest peppers are. Okay? Now, I'll just begin with the lesser of the three evils, which is the Carolina Reaper. Now, Carolina Reaper is a real pepper, 100% real. It was developed by Ed Curry of Puckerbutt, sorry. Now, the the Carolina Reaper, everybody has this idea that Carolina Reapers are like 2 million to 2.2 million Scoville units, right? That's just like across the board. That's what everybody pretty much thinks. Hey, Chewy. I'm going to be doing another eating of one of my peppers as well. And they finally ripened fully. So, but I'm not eating the whole one because last time a small pepper almost destroyed me. But the Carolina Reaper, everybody thinks it's like 2 to 2.2 million. The reality is, and this is actually a fact, that the average Carolina Reaper, like if you go buy some seeds, if you grow them, if you go buy the peppers at a store, if you go get, yeah, sometimes it's not good to be normal. But if you go get a Carolina Reaper, it's most likely going to be 1.4 to 1.6 million. Now, that's still ridiculously hot, but it's nowhere near the claim to the 2.2. Now, at the end of the day, putting all fussing aside, what it comes down to is the following. Every pepper is different. Some people don't know that. If you have a pepper tree, not every pepper is going to be the same. Now, it also depends on your grow conditions. The drier the soil, to an extent within reason, you have to be a gardener and know what I'm talking about, but the drier the soil, the hotter the pepper becomes, because it causes a natural reaction and increases the capsaicinoids, right? Also, you want not total sunlight, you want partial shade and sunlight, like a half and half. Doing things like this and proper nutrients and all that's the way you increase your pepper heat to make it even hotter. So two people could be growing the same pepper, even a Carolina Reaper, and one guy's Reaper could be 2 or 3 times as strong as the next guy's one. Okay, so when you're talking about pepper heat, I think what the world of peppers has to move towards is having some type of proper standardized unit of measurement. Oh, and hey there, Dan Wells. So far, everybody's been using the Scoville unit of measuring, right? And everybody loves it. I love the Scoville. It sounds cool, It's what we're used to. But, quick little lesson here. The Scoville test is very, very ambiguous and strange. It's a really weird and not really, but kind of unscientific way of doing things. Nowadays, they use stuff like chromatography. I think it's called like ECLG, something like that. They use these fancy lab tests, to properly break down all the chemicals in there and properly measure the capsaicinoids. The problem with the Scoville test and Scoville rankings is that it's subjective. You get a room full of people. I can't remember the set number. Just say 100 people. It's quite a few. And what you do is you get they put some of the pepper in water, essentially, right? I don't know if they mash it up first, extract it, whatever they might do. They put it in water. And essentially what happens is you have the room full of people taking little sips of this water, and they keep diluting it and adding a little bit of sugar in, right? And it keeps progressing upwards and upwards and upwards. It's very tedious and time consuming. And what they do essentially is take an average of everybody in the room, and long story short, that determines the SHU, the Scoville rating. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little bit ambiguous. I don't know if that's the perfect word to use. because it's subjectively based. Not everybody has the same taste buds. Some people can tolerate heat different than others. You know what I mean? So it's not the best method to do it. Now, I could talk about that afterwards, but I'm going to stick to peppers right now. I don't think so. I think it's something different. But yeah, I'll stick back with the peppers, with all due respect. But I don't think that one is, no. But I think the proper way to measure pepper heat is to do it, in the lab, the proper way, where they measure the total capsaicinoids. I won't take long saying this. I'll try to make it as quick as I can. In doing my research and preparing for my little video here, I wanted to get my facts straight, and I found a whole pile of scientific papers, with whole, proper published scientific papers, with, control experiments, this and that there, results, conclusions, method, and all that there, right? And I went through it, and one's from across the world. One's from India, one's from China, all different places. And I found that what they measure is, I never knew this, but they measure capsaicin and this other type of capsaicinoid. They add those two figures together, and that gives you the total capsaicinoids. Now, this site that I found with that resource and the publications, it was excellent. And they had all these amazing graphs. It was all nice and fancy. And they even showed the parallel in Scoville rankings, right, for all these peppers. So, long story short, it kind of, you can kind of translate from the actual scientific capsaicin level to Scoville units. Okay, so you don't have to get rid of Scoville units, but I think this is just a more accurate way to do it. Scoville should be like on the side. You know what I mean? That's like the popular social ranking, but it needs to be a scientific ranking. Now, what I found, this is the last thing I'll mention before I get into Pepper X and all that, is of all the different peppers that they tested, okay, the Carolina Reaper, the one they had was 2 or 2.2 million Scoville units. Okay, it was a super hot Carolina Reaper. That had the equivalent of 130 milligrams of capsaicin per gram of pepper. Okay, and this is a whole pod. They did, there are different tests using dried pods, pods without the placenta or seeds, and ones with the entire pod. You see what I mean? They even measured the heat levels of the placentas in each of these peppers. Some peppers had placentas that were 3 million Scoville units. That is mind-blowing. But it's averaged out by the rest of the pepper. Because most peppers, all the heat, pretty much all of it's in the placenta and the seed area, right? And very little is in the flesh. Butcholokias are an exception, which is why they can be a little bit more torturous to people, because the capsaicin is actually produced throughout the fruit, which is, like I said, that's not like the rest of the peppers. So just to give a perspective on, true heat levels, true capsaicin levels, and blah, 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 the Carolina Reaper, the hottest example that they had was 130 milligrams of capsaicin per gram. Now, that's just meaningless numbers to you right now. But let me put it this way, right? The Butcholokia, okay, which most people cannot even tolerate, it's so ridiculously, terribly painful, that was half. Okay, people who know Scoville rankings already know that it's about half as strong as a Reaper, right? But it only had around, I can't remember offhand, like 60 to 70 milligrams. So it's very interesting to see, this milligram content per gram. Then you can actually break down per pepper, because every pepper is different, different size, different weight. And if you have a pepper eating contest, right, people are just stuffing peppers in their mouth, or if you're just discussing peppers, you want to break it down a little bit more scientifically, I think this is a better control. If you give your stat as milligrams per gram instead of just Scoville, if you see what I mean. So that's the best way to put it. So that Carolina Reaper, okay, with 136 milligrams per gram, if you had a 10-gram pepper, that means you had 1.3 grams of capsaicin in that pepper. 1.3 grams. That's mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing. And that's no wonder that those peppers are so hot. So, let me get off of that little rant there and get on to the Pepper X and all of that. So like I was saying with the Carolina Reaper, the average is 1.4 to 1.6 million. Okay, so if 136 mils per gram is the equivalent of 2 or 2.2 million, I had it all written down on a piece of paper, but of course I lost the paper before I started the stream. But what you can roughly do, it's like when you translate Celsius to Fahrenheit, right? It's not exact, but just a rough one in your head. For a rough translation, every 10 milligrams of pure capsaicinoids is roughly equivalent to 150,000 Scoville units. This is what I noticed. Okay, at 40 milligrams per gram, it's equivalent to 600,000. And it pretty much literally works up in chunks like that. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. And yeah, I just think that's really cool to look at it like that. And I only found this out the other day. But the average Carolina Reaper being 1.4 to 1.6, you can see already that that is dramatically less, right? I don't have a calculator right here, but it's still stronger than the Butyjalokia. So it's probably around like 80 or 90 milligrams per gram, right? So you're eating considerably less with each pod, right? Now, the Carolina Reaper, the last thing that I want to mention about that, and this qualifies as a myth, okay? A lot of people, this is not my own idea, a lot of people have said that the Carolina Reaper is actually just a renamed or rebranded, I think it was a 7-pot, okay? A variant of the Trinidad Scorpion. Now, the only peppers that have the scorpion tail are the Trinidad varieties, such as Trinidad Scorpion, 7-pot, and all of that there. Okay, you don't see that anywhere else in the natural pepper varieties. And lo and behold, the Carolina Reaper has a scorpion tail. So what a lot of people have suggested could actually be true. And thank you for the compliment, man. Oh yeah, wasabi is pretty bad too, but wasabi can like it's a different I don't know actually, is it the same compound? I don't know if it's capsaicin or not. But it gives a similar type of effect, that burning up the back of your throat, like all the way up the back here, and into the back of your nose. Wasabi's pretty bad like that, but super hot peppers and like the one I'm going to eat in a second, they do that type of thing too, but like times 10 million. It feels like you have electricity being pumped through your body. It's ungodly. It's absolutely ridiculous. So a lot of people are saying that the Carolina Reaper is just a rebranded Scorpion. And, you know, if Ed Curry did do that, then it doesn't really matter. The only thing is that Ed Curry came out and claimed that the parentage for the Reaper was a Naga ghost chili crossed with a type of red habanero, like a Savina type, which I do think he said came down from those islands. So I'm not here to point fingers at Ed Curry. I think Ed Curry is awesome. I think he's got the best job in the world. I would love to work for him and develop peppers for him. That'll probably never happen. So I'm not here to point fingers at him and make fun of him. But I'm just opening up this discussion here, right? He genuinely did make the verified hottest pepper in the world. Okay, the verified, which is the Carolina Reaper. On average is 1.4 to 1.6, just like his Guinness World Record says. But few examples can peak up to 2 to 2.2. And this is because what I said, the Stardust stream, due to growth conditions and just, you know, normal variance, natural variance from one fruit to the next. So I just think that's interesting and important for everybody to know. If you're going out there and you're eating Carolina Reapers, don't necessarily claim you're eating 2 million Scoville peppers. Not necessarily. Okay, there's a big jump between 1.5 and a 2 million. And you could be getting Carolina Reapers that are way weaker. You could be getting ones that are 800,000 or 1 million. You know what I mean? Every pepper is different. So I just think people, as time goes by, people are going to get a little bit more scientific about it. Just like everything else on the earth, every other genre of things becomes more scientific as time goes by. So I mean, they used to race cars around tracks. Now it's all about G-forces and calculating your suspension pressure, and you see what I mean? Stuff like that there. So on to, before I get to Pepper X, which is also made by Ed Curry. That's got a lot more myth and scandal around it, unfortunately. I just want to move on quickly to the Dragon's Breath pepper, which is always ranked at number 2. Okay, the Dragon's Breath pepper, just long story short, saving the long talk, okay? Nobody has even verified that this pepper exists. End of story. Okay, it's fun to imagine that it's real. We've only seen 1 or 2 photos. It's the same photos rehashed around the net, and they look like mutated little weird peppers. You know what I mean? It's not verified. We don't even know if it's real. It came from a real guy who worked for a university or something, like some company, and they were trying to develop a analgesic, whatever you pronounce it, you know, that numbs the skin down. They were trying to breed a super hot pepper. I mean, good for them, right? So is every other person in the world who's trying to make the hottest pepper for pepper eaters, right? But we're all just supposed to believe that this guy from university makes, or company, whatever it was, made this 2.5 million Scoville unit pepper. I mean, that's a pretty harsh claim. In the years since the Dragon's Breath pepper emerged, it has never been verified. That's what's very important for people to recognize. It's not fair. I don't care if you got a big name. I don't care if you work at a fancy company or a university. I don't really care. If you come out of the woodwork and claim that your pepper is X, is worthless unless it's verified. Like my awesome pepper tree here, I would love to claim that it's 2 million or 3 million, and who knows, it might be 4 million, I don't know, but I can't say it is. You know what I mean? So I think in all fairness, the Dragon's Breath pepper, it doesn't stand. It doesn't belong on any of the lists here. And to make it worse, the guy who made the pepper himself hasn't even eaten one. Seriously, he hasn't even eaten one. Like, I pulled up my diapers. I pulled up my diapers, not literally, and ate one of my peppers. The whole thing, a small one, but I never in my life I ever think I would do that. I ate one. I manned up for it. This guy wants to go around the world claiming he's got the number 2 hottest pepper in the world. At the time, he was claiming his number 1. Claim. But he wouldn't even eat one himself. He says he just touched it to the tip of his tongue, and it was so painful he's afraid to eat it. I don't care if you're Willy Wonka, you cannot ascertain the capsaicin levels or even the approximate Scoville level of a pepper by doing that. You cannot. That's laughable. Okay? No disrespect to the guy, but come on. You want to come out and make all these claims, come on, man, you got to do a better job than that. That's like somebody coming out saying, oh, I'm the best baseball player in the world, I hit a home run every time, but you don't go out and prove it. Or, oh, I can beat up Mike Tyson, I can beat Floyd Mayweather, right? 1-2 punch, boom, boom, he's down, right? You keep claiming, you broadcast it to the world, but you never go out and prove it. It's worthless. You see what I mean? Now, aside from the Dragon's Breath, there's another one with dragon in the name called the Komodo dragon pepper, I think, being sold up in Britain at, of all places, Tesco, which is like a lame, run-of-the-mill, cliche supermart. It's like if Walmart, like the British Walmart, essentially, like literally, or like a 7-Eleven backslash a Walmart. And for some reason, they've got this, I guess, deal with whoever produces them, and they're selling this Komodo dragon pepper. Now, I'm not a scientist, but I know enough about peppers. Looking at the Komodo dragon, it's just a type of Naga pepper. That's all it is. Years ago, when I get to the list, I'll kind of mention these things as well, right? But years ago, we had when the race for hottest pepper came out, right? We had the ghost pepper, the Butchalokia, kicked it all off. It made everybody go crazy for hot peppers. They wanted hotter, hotter, hotter. So people are looking for them around the world. They're making hybrids, trying to do this and that there. And all these obscure people came out of the woodwork and got their little 10 minutes of fame, like the Infinity chili, all these other types of chili. Well, guess what? All those obscure ones, even though they made it into the top 10 list, they're basically relabeled already existing peppers. And if they were hybridized to such a mundane level, there's no ascertainable difference between them and pre-existing ones. Okay? And, for example, the Infinity chili was only like 10,000 Scoville units hotter than the other type of chili that was on the list already. When you have a difference of that slight, come on, the pepper has to be profoundly different looking. It's got to be a weird color, shape. It's got to be unique if it's going to be that close to another pepper in order for it to earn it on the list. If it's just a copy, if it is just another Naga pepper, don't stack 6 types of Naga peppers on the list. Don't stack 6 types of scorpions on the list, which is essentially what people have done. Okay? But moving on quickly, so the Komodo dragon, in my opinion, yeah, you could argue it belongs on the list, but at least call it what it is, which is a Naga pepper, right? And at least admit that the Naga peppers, the Butchalokias, they can range up to 2 million or so, right? Which is a fact. There have been some tests and studies done where ghost peppers, Butchalokias, went up towards 2 million. It's totally possible with grow conditions and everything, like I said. And if you could just isolate those genetics, which is what I've tried to do with my strains, right? And breed the hottest with the hottest and keep that going, then you can help lock in that supreme heat, right? Now, Pepper X. right? The last myth that I want to tackle. I really wanted Pepper X to be real, okay? Because I want the ultimate hot pepper to exist. And it's supposedly 3.2 million Scoville units, which is an astronomical claim. Like I said earlier, it was made by Ed Curry, same guy who created the Carolina Reaper. Now, like I mentioned before, a lot of people say that the Carolina Reaper is just a 7-pot or a Scorpion renamed. And maybe he did tweak it genetically a little bit through some breeding, but still basically that's all it is. Okay, and he managed to get it just a tiny bit hotter than the average Scorpion or 7-pot. Okay, so a lot of people are kind of like, the Reaper, it's really just one of them. You see what I mean? Reaper looks a little bit different because it's got the bumpy texture, but if you research peppers down in Trinidad, a lot of species of the peppers down there look like that. Like the Moruga, the brain, a lot of them look like that, right? Now apply that, right? I'm not here to demonize Ed Curry, but apply that, right? Just looking at it as a customer and as a pepperhead, right? Doing my duty as a pepperhead. We already have Ed Curry kind of playing off a common pepper as a new one and exaggerating the heat levels. Like everywhere you go, it said that they're 2.2 million. But that ain't true. His own Guinness World Record frame that he holds up and shows off to people says 1.4 something million, right? Or 1.5 something million. That's the reality, right? And with the Pepper X, the same gentleman, with all due respect, has come out making claims of 3.2 million, claiming it's twice as hot as his Carolina Reaper. But in the years, okay, and like I said, I'm not demonizing the guy. I'm just examining the facts as a pepperhead and as a customer. One day I will buy those peppers and I will buy his pepper sauce, right? So I'm gonna give him some of my money, right? But for him to come out and claim this 3.2 million, and in all these years, nobody has seen the pepper. It's never been verified. It's never been taken to a lab and verified in years. That should make you concerned. Now, if I was a millionaire, my pepper tree all my pepper trees would have been off the labs, and I would have been spending thousands of dollars getting them tested. Boy, howdy, would I? Like Ed Curry could have. But years ago, in 2017, when people were asking, where's your proof for Pepper X and blah, 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 we've only seen like one photo. And to this day, across the internet, years later, you can only still find the same rehashed cliche photographs of Pepper X, which just looks like an unfinished, greenish, kind of ugly looking pepper. Once again with the Scorpion genetics, right? So, why so few photos? It's a pepper. The pepper doesn't have arms and legs. It's not going to walk around the world and sell itself to Chinese spies. It's a pepper. If you don't want others to have it or steal the genetics, you can keep the pepper. You can still get photos out. I don't get it. Like, why in all these years, if the pepper is real, you haven't got it tested and you haven't put out photos? In 2017, like I started to say before I went off track, he, when questioned by people, said, I submitted all this stuff to Guinness World Records for testing, and we're going to have the official results back soon. That was 2017. In 2019, in a few more months or whatever, it's going to be 2020, in like 3 years or whatever, where are the results? Guinness Book of World Records, labs, they don't take that long to get results back. So, obviously, folks, if he got the results back and it was 3.2, what would he have done? Well, herald it to the world, right? And it would have officially become in the Guinness Book of World Records, correct? Yes. Now, if it came back hotter, even more so. So what does that tell you, folks? Either he never sent it away to be tested, which makes the whole thing look like a scam to start with, or he got the test results back and it weren't what he thought it was, or claimed that it was. Now also I want people to just factor this in and consider, at least, no disrespect to Ed Curry, this would be the ultimate and perfectly executed viral marketing campaign. This Pepper X. He got lucky with the Carolina Reaper because of what? Marketing. Like a lot of people have said, all that marketing for the Reaper, and it's basically just a 7-pot or a Scorpion. It ain't even much hotter. It's like a tiny, tiny bit hotter, right? You see where I'm going here? And the other thing is, right, in all the years, and it's never been verified, right, and I can almost guarantee, right, that, and I almost hate to say it, that all of this is a big marketing campaign to make him money. What's the motive? Money. Has he made the money? Oh, yeah. Do you know how much he charges for his Pepper X sauce? Because he won't sell the peppers. You're not even allowed to see them. Can't even find photos of them on the internet. Nothing. No information anywhere. But he makes a sauce from the peppers. This is very weird. Like, you can't find pictures. It's never been tested. Nobody even knows if it's real. It's not been verified by, like, an authority. But you can buy sauce made from his peppers. It's kind of weird. Makes you scratch your head, right? As a consumer, it makes me wonder, right? Well, I thought to myself, you know, I watched that channel, what is it, First We Eat or something like that there with that cool guy, Sean Evans. I don't know what his name is. I could be mixing that up. Sean Evans or something. And he has all the celebrities on to eat hot chicken wings, and you have progressively hotter wings, right? And the last set of wings, he puts the Pepper X sauce on, right? He's got a little thing going with Ed Curry. It's undeniable, okay? And he obviously, when you do stuff like that in business, you get payment for it, right? So his channel, all due respect, is obviously getting payment from Ed Curry, okay, to promote his product, okay? And a lot of people have pointed out, okay, that the celebrities, when they go onto the show, they seem to struggle worse with the earlier wings. When they get to that final set of wings with the last dab, Pepper X sauce, it seems to be a lot easier for them. That made me think, what if this is just a big viral marketing campaign, not really, well, to some degree based on lies, okay, purely to make money, okay? So I did a little bit of research, and I watched a lot of review videos for people, tried to watch reviews done by pepperheads, not newbies who would freak out over jalapeno, okay? And I found a bunch of review videos where people were not impressed by the heat level of the Pepper X sauce. Now, Pepper X sauce, you've got Ed Curry out there saying it's 3 million per bottle, okay? In other places, we hear 2 million. So you hear a little contradiction there. That should raise eyebrows to start with. If it's Pepper X is 3.2 million, Pepper X, all around the world, Pepper X is the main news, you would think Pepper X sauce, if you can't get the Pepper X peppers, you would hope that the sauce is 3.2 million. You see what I mean? And he even claimed that. And it was claimed at times. But then you also hear that it's only 2 million. Okay? So anyways, I saw enough reviews where people were not impressed by the heat. And I thought, you know, maybe these people are just trying to push the envelope. Maybe they're trying to troll the guy. Maybe the pepper is real. Maybe it really is that hot. He's just trying to protect his product, his hard work that he says took 10 years, right? Well, I went to this site over here. Okay? And it's called Heatonist, Purveyors of Fine Hot Sauces. Okay? They sell all sorts of hot sauces. It looks like a really cool site. And they reviewed the Pepper X sauce, the hot ones, the last dab sauce. Okay? Now, I'm not joking. Like, I'll go down here now, all the reviews on the page for this sauce, I'll go through them. I think there's 1 or 2 positive, the rest are like I said, okay? First one, misleading, not even close to the hottest hot sauce. Strike number 1. Next comment, I love the show, probably referring to the First We Eat chicken wing show. I love the show and it tastes okay, but I wouldn't recommend this if you're looking for the ultimate hot sauce. Disappointed in the misleading marketing. Ordered multiple bottles. Oh, how could I forget? This sauce cost $26 for a little 5-ounce bottle. $26. Talk about a motive for a viral marketing campaign. Now, I don't want to demonize the guy, but it really, really just seems like the most perfectly executed, let's see how chumpy the sheep are today marketing plan. And I'm sorry, the world bought it. We all bent over to take it, to take the BS, and we bought it, right? And how many people paid $26 a bottle for this stuff? I feel sorry for you people. I'm still going to go pay $26 and try it, just for the sake of it. We had the other channel, Chase the Heat channel, who I love, I'm subscribed to. Shout out to Chase the Heat, Johnny Scoville. He drank an entire bottle of the stuff. Boom, drank the whole bottle. Not even a blink on his face. He is kind of superhuman, but come on. Right? This one here, another review. titled Very Disappointing, says, "This sauce wasn't even as hot as the cayenne peppers I grow at my house. Granted, it hurt a little, but it's not even 2.1 million Scovilles worth of heat." Okay? I could keep going on. I mean, like, almost all of them. I mean, here's one positive one. I'll be unbiased, okay? It says, "Not often do you find something with great heat and impeccable flavor on your palate. I use this for my chicken fajita soup, chicken tacos, chicken tenders, burgers, you name it." But he doesn't say it's the hottest thing in the world. He just puts it in everything he eats. If it's 2-3 million, which is the level of police grade pepper spray, you ain't putting that in all the stuff you eat, bro, because you're going to be crapping blood every other day in your underpants like Eric Cartman. Okay? It ain't going to happen. Alright, so another one. The last dab is hot, but not very hot. I mean, I keep going on. Virtually every single review. So I think the facts speak for themselves, and it's not my opinion. The facts speak for themselves across the board that Pepper X is just a myth. Okay? Whatever pepper that he has worked on, some people say it looks similar to a jigsaw pepper. I'm not too familiar with that. At the end of the day, I think he's come up with some pepper. He probably did work on a project. I mean, Pepperheads would work on Project Pepper, especially if you got money and equipment and you do that, right? He made the Reaper. We know that's what he does. He's obviously working on trying to make the hottest pepper. We know that is his ambition. And he's made some pepper, which he has codenamed Pepper X. Whether it's the green thing that we saw or not, whatever, we can all assume these things are true, that he's on that pursuit. But unfortunately, when he got that pepper tested, it wasn't as hot as he thought it was. When he put out the sauce, that's why he ain't selling the peppers, because they're not as hot as he claims. The pepper's not been verified, it's not been tested, so it's basically, you could pretty much call it a hoax. I hate to say it, but a hoax. Not even just a myth, but an outright hoax. Even possibly towards the level of a scam. Okay? It could be, I'm not a lawyer, but it could qualify as a scam, because it's been marketed so heavily as something that it's not. You know what I mean? And pretty much everybody across the board agrees that it ain't what it's supposed to be. Okay? A little concerning, right? So what are the real hottest peppers in the world, right? And keeping out all the duplicates. Well, the first one, honorable mention, is a good old ghost pepper, the Butchalokia, right? And it can range between 850,000 to just over 1 million Scoville units. But like I said before, in some cases, they can go up to 2 million. Alright? But we still keep it down at the bottom of the list. The next one up on the list, you have the 7-pot. Okay? Now they got different variants of it. You got chocolate ones, yellow ones, 7-pot Jonas, 7-pot blah blah blah. There's 7 pots. They're all pretty much the exact same heat range. You know what I mean? They might be a different color. That don't earn it a different spot on the chart. I'm sorry. Okay? So the next one up is the 7-pot. How hot are they? They're about the same as the Butchalokia. 800,000 to 1.2 million. So they have a slight edge on average above the Butchalokia. Okay, so that would mean if you had a handful of Butchalokias and you ate all of them individually, and if you had a handful of 7-pots, you probably wouldn't notice the difference in the heat level, because it's only 20% on average more. Okay? Now, and a lot of expert chili heads, such as Chase the Heat, says the same thing, right? When you get to a certain point, it's harder to discern between them, right? Now, after the 7-pot, like I said, the Infinity Pepper, don't count. It's just another Naga pepper rebranded for media attention to get the guy 10 minutes of fame. No disrespect to the guy, he did make a hot pepper, but it ain't legit. It don't belong on the list. Let's just be honest, okay? And all these other ones people have on the 7-pot Primo, blah blah blah. Look, they're all the same. They're all 7-pot. Okay, so far we just have Butchalokia and 7-pot. Okay, I've cut like 6 out of the list that they've got here already. Even the 7-pot Barakpur, everybody counts as so different. They do look quite different, so I think it's worth mentioning. Like I said before, if a pepper is unique, it's got a different look. If the qualities are unique enough, but the heat is similar, it still deserves to be on the list. You know what I mean? So the 7-pot Barakpur, I will let that slide on this little list here. So it'll be third from the bottom. And this starts at around 1 million Scoville units and goes up to 1.3 million. Okay, so really, it's not that much more than the standard 7-pot. So a slight little advantage hotter, but it looks cool. It looks like a cross between the Naga, like a ghost chili, and a 7-pot. 7-pot looks more like a pumpkin type habanero style, right? So far, really, those first three peppers are all in the same basket, right? They're all basically around 1 and they can flux higher. You know what I mean? So they're not that different. The next one, which qualifies as different because of the looks, is a 7-pot brain strain. Again, this is 7-pot, right? It's virtually identical in the heat, 1 million to 1.35 million. Not even worth differentiating on the heat, but it looks crazy different. It looks like a knobbly little brain, right? And that's pretty cool. So there you go there. But you also have to factor in at this point here, 1.35, you're 33% hotter on average than the average Buchalokia. That might be discernible. I would say after eating Buchalokias, when you get decimated, it's like an atom bomb goes off in your mouth. Okay, I would just guess that something would have to be 50% hotter or 100% hotter for me to even notice the difference. You see what I mean? So I think at this level here, you might start to see a difference in heat level, right? Because it's 33% hotter on average. Now, the next one we have is the Naga Viper, okay? Now, yes, technically the Naga Viper is not the Buchalokia, but they're all Naga peppers, okay? They're all Naga peppers. They're all from India. They're all the same species. It's the same thing, okay? What I want to raise awareness to is that people are lumping there's all different type of Buchalokias. If you go to India, there's like at least a dozen different types. Like almost every little location has their own like variant of the type of Buchalokia, and they look different and they are different. They have different heat levels, right? They're all different. The Naga Viper is just basically a type of Buchalokia. Okay, the Naga Viper is hotter on average than the Buchalokia. It's about the same as the last two 7-pots I read. Starts at about 900,000 but goes up to 1.38, so almost 1.4. Okay, so this gives credence to what I claimed that Buchalokias can go way above 1. I don't think Buchalokias get the credit they deserve. Okay, Buchalokias are the only pepper so far that, known so far, that contain capsaicinoids throughout the whole fruit, throughout the flesh. Most other peppers, virtually every other pepper, has the majority or all the capsaicinoids in the placenta. Okay? So when you go eat, when you go eat a Buchalokia, you're going to have a different type of experience. Okay? A different type of experience. And this Naga here is proof that the Naga types can go up to 1.4 on average. Okay? Remember what I said about the Carolina Reaper? What was its average? 1.4 to 1.6. So the Buchalokia, when you're talking about realistic terms on average, because you're not always going to get the hottest example, Buchalokia is basically at the same level as a Reaper. Okay? Basically. Just a little bit less on average. Now, moving on, this is where it starts getting exciting, for me at least, right? The next one up on the list are the Trinidad Scorpions. Okay? Very unique looking pepper. Different from all the other ones I mentioned so far on this list. Different from the Jalokias, different from Naga, different from 7-pots. The Trinidad Scorpion has that famous scorpion type tail. It's like the top half looks like a pumpkin shape, like typical habanero, but the bottom half mutated. It's like you got the top half of a 7-pot and the bottom half of a Naga, kind of, right? And the Naga bottom half kind of curls up like a scorpion tail. Doesn't always curl, but it looks like a scorpion stinger, right? Now, somebody came out and created the Butch T Scorpion, which for a year or for a while was given all this media attention as the hottest pepper and all the hoopla, right? But all it was, literally, was a scorpion. Literally, I mean, it's not even, like a controversy. Like, it literally is just some guy grew his own scorpion variety and it was hotter by a tiny bit. And the Butch T Scorpion, which I'm just plopping in as a scorpion, right? That's what it is. It went up to 1.46. So yes, on average, that's pretty impressive. It's a little bit hotter than the rest. And it starts about 800,000, in case you're interested, right? But it's just a Trinidad Scorpion. Okay, it's just the Trinidad Scorpion. Any Trinidad Scorpion would be about the same or hotter. Okay? And moving on, we have one called the Naga Morich. Okay, now again, this is just a type of Naga pepper. It's all directly related in the direct family as Butcholokia. And this one here is 1 million to 1.5 million. So this is significant. This is at the 50% hotter mark on average than a Butcholokia. Okay? And that's pretty nice. I mean, I love a Butcholokia. I want to see Butcholokias get more credit than what they've been given. So it's nice to see a Naga type come up that high on the list here. And that is pretty impressive. So remember, this is on average to 1.5, right? You will get some examples that go even hotter. Now, going on, then we have a Dorset Naga, right? All of these, the only reason I'm going to mention these on the list, even though they're kind of duplicates, is because they're that much hotter. They're significantly hotter on average than a Butcholokia, okay? That's the only reason why, otherwise I'd be a hypocrite. But the Dorset Naga, you could basically put in the same lump as the Naga Morich, right? The same type of pepper, and they're both about 1.5. The Dorset Naga is a little bit higher. It's like 1.6, right? But still generally about the same. Now, moving on, this is where it starts getting really cool and interesting. We have the 7-pot Douglas. Now, this is the one variant of the 7-pot that utterly deserves a place in this list, because not only does it look totally different, it's got a beautiful purpley chocolate color to it, a nice knobbly weird look to it. Well, not bumpy knobbly, but like a wrinkled, kind of like if you had grapes drying out in the sun for a while, they hadn't turned into raisins yet, but they're at that halfway mark, kind of looks like that, right? The 7-pot Douglas starts at 900 plus thousand, but goes up to 1.853 million. You could basically just say 1.9 or 1.85 million. That's insanely hot. That's profoundly stronger than all the previous peppers. So far, it only just crept up to like 1.5. This is now leapt to basically 1.9. So the 7-pot Douglas truly does deserve a high up spot on the list, if you ask me, for all these different characteristics. People love the flavor of it. I mean, all around, that's a powerhouse right there. And to think that you could get some few exceptions being even hotter, I mean, how hot would they get? That would be mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Now, going up from here, we have another type of scorpion again, but this one is so different. Again, it deserves its own place on the list. It's the Trinidad Moruga scorpion. Okay, still in the Trinidad scorpion family, but it looks that different. Okay, it's got a bumpy kind of texture all over, very similar to what the Reaper looks like, which is why a lot of people say the Reaper is taken from a scorpion type. Okay, maybe the red habanero type that Ed Curry used, what he's not elaborating on is that the red habanero looked like one of these. That would end that myth right there, you see what I mean? But the Trinidad Moruga scorpion, with its dangerous looks, is an astonishing 1.2 million going up to 2 million. That is mind-boggling. That is really awesome. And that one there will put you out of commission. And above this we have the pepper, the Komodo dragon pepper, which is 1.4 million to 2.2 million. I'm kind of on the fence. I mean, maybe it deserves to be on the list. It basically is just a Naga pepper. That's basically all it is. But the cool thing about it is that it's profoundly hotter. Like I said before, when you get the best examples of a Naga type or Butcholokia type that go up towards 2 million, here you go. This has just been stabilized into a strain, that's all. Which is what I'm trying to do with my pepper. My pepper might be 2 million plus, I don't know. It's definitely hotter than 1, I can tell you that much. So, yeah, Komodo dragon, maybe it does deserve a place on here. The 2.2 million, that's pretty awesome. Now, the next one above it, which is the number one, is the Carolina Reaper. There is no pepper above Carolina Reaper. It has not been verified. Like I said, no Dragon's Breath, it ain't on there. No Pepper X, it ain't on there. Okay? But the Carolina Reaper is real. And putting the myths aside, the speculation on is it just a renamed scorpion variety, let's just focus on this, right? I think the Carolina Reaper, even if it is rebranded, deserves this place for a number of reasons. One, it does look different enough. It's very similar looking to the other scorpion types, but it has a slightly different look to it, and it's got, I know it's a product of the media tsunami, but we all have to admit, Carolina Reaper has burned its way into our hearts. Mythical, semi-mythical or not, doesn't matter. It's earned a place in mankind now. So I think the Carolina Reaper deserves the number one spot. And even though on average it's 1.4 to 1.6 million, it does flux up towards 2.2 million. So you can get examples that are that hot. And like I said, maybe some that are even hotter with a rare exception. Okay? But when you take a step back and look at it, Komodo Dragon and the Reaper, basically the same level. They're both 1.4 million up to 2.2. Okay, so you could argue they both hold the number one spot. Okay, and I think, in conclusion, I wasn't planning it. I just thought right now, I've been inspired. I believe that the Naga pepper, just the general variant, right? Just the, I'm not a scientist, like species, genera, whatever the word is, right? The Naga Butylochia family of peppers, I believe they are number one, right alongside the scorpion family of peppers. Because when you look at this list simply, that's all that's there. You have Naga peppers, and you have scorpion types. I mean, am I wrong? Let me go back and check. Let me just go back and check. Komodo Dragon is a Naga type. Moruga Scorpion speaks for itself. Sempod Douglas. Douglas, not Douglas. Okay, that's from Trinidad. It's related to the scorpion, even though it looks different. Yep. Naga, Scorpion, Naga, 7-pot, 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 Naga, 7-pot, 7-pot. Yeah, that's it. So the big, massive, overcomplicated list that all the sites and books and everybody keeps pumping out there, it really comes down to two: Naga types and scorpion types, right? And both hold equally shared the number one spot. I think that's a beautiful way to end that spiel. And now I shall eat one of my bizarrely, insanely, disgustingly hot peppers, which I would love to have tested. I can't afford to have it tested. I would love to have this pepper tested. I want to send these peppers to the Chase the Heat channel so he can try eating them. Let me know how hot he thinks they are. I really would love to. He's eaten like the hottest of the hot peppers, like Carolina Reapers, stuff like that there. And he'll give them like a 4, 5, or 6 out of 10 for heat. Like he's got a Hercules level heat tolerance. Okay? But anyways, right? This is my nice pepper tree here. The peppers have matured some. Now this here is a Butylochia cross-pollinated with a Trinidad yellow scorpion. Okay? So that is a Butylochia and scorpion. So the brother and sister from this list here, so to speak, put together. And not all of them, they don't really have a scorpion bottom, I have to say. They kind of mutated and changed shape as they grew. The only one that kind of has a scorpion, and I mean a little bit of scorpion, is this one right here. Can I turn it? You can kind of see the little stinger on the end there. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It has the genuine curved over stinger tip. But, I mean, let me cut some of these peppers off to show you guys. I'm going to eat one, but I've got to be very, very careful. Yeah. Each of the peppers looks slightly different. This one's not as wrinkly looking, but they're really beautiful. It's like fire cone red, orangey red. Really nice. This doesn't have any scorpion stinger at the tip. I could smell it through the pepper. Wow. Now, I gotta be very careful. I'm gonna cut one of the other ones off that has a different shape to it. Gotta make sure it's nice and red. This one's nice and red. That little one there? Let's try this little one here. Yeah, this one's got a little more curvature to it and stuff. But I'm just showing them. Not saying it's anything epic, just showing what it is. Beautiful. Big size difference. The one I ate on my last stream was about this big. I ate the whole pepper. I will not be doing that again. My Lord have mercy. Okay? And just for added fun, let me go get, I have some ghost pepper sauce, okay, which is rated at, there's always conflicting information. Some places say 800,000 units of heat. Some say 650. So I'm going to go take some of that first as a taste test, right? That's going to set the bar, right, of, let's just say 750, round off to 8 and to 650, right? That's going to be the bar for 750. And then I'm going to eat part of my pepper here and just try to gauge it in comparison. The last time I ate that little pepper, didn't even have the placenta in there. So the hottest part of the pepper wasn't even in there. And it only had one little seed. That thing was like a big bang restarting the universe. It was like forks of lightning shooting through my throat. And it felt like red hot sandpaper was filing down my insides. It was not even heat. It's not even like, it's beyond pain, but it's not even like pain. It's just a bizarre sensation, man. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's hot, but it's just different. It's almost like electricity. So let me go get that ghost pepper sauce. Take 2 seconds. Okay. Prime my mouth first, like you prime the pump. Oh yeah, just said that for no particular reason. I had my cigarette here this whole time and I never took a puff, so. Now, I thought this stuff was devilish at first. You know, Dave's Ghost Pepper Gourmet. He makes quite a few different types. This is different. I don't know if it's the hottest one he has. One site it's listed at 800,000, so it's possibly he increased it over the years too. So maybe the other ones are 650, but this is hot. I ain't gonna lie, this is hot. It says so hot it's spooky. The thing is, this ain't just ghost peppers, right? This has capsaicin extract, which is basically pepper spray. Okay, which surprised me that it's only 800,000. I would think if you're putting that type of thing in there, it would be bigger. So, you know what? I'm going to get a spoon and do it like Taste the Heat does, okay? That's what I'm going to do. Be a little bit more classy. All right. Okay, so here we go. I've watched Taste the Heat so many times, he makes it look easy, so I'm probably going to make him I'm probably doing something stupid right now and not realizing it. But I feel invincible after eating my pepper. So, I got the sauce on there. That's a nice fat amount of sauce. Oh shoot, drop it on my laptop. And pour a little bit more in there. May God have mercy on my soul. Let's do a little tongue tip test first. Oh yeah, that's like instant electricity. Oh, good God. That's some serious stuff, man. Dude, whew. Yeah. I have a feeling if I eat this, I'm gonna ruin my pepper for me. This is hot, but it's subsiding though. And it's just at the initial stage of like that strong electrical tingle in the mouth, like a casual burn. So let's go for it. Should I do the whole spoon? I don't know, man. What am I doing? What am I doing? Should I do this in ode to Johnny Scoville? Come on, man. Man up, man. Back in the day, people used to fight lions. I mean some pepper sauce, man. Where's my water? Here we go. That's... Why doesn't it burn? It's probably going to hit me. It actually tastes very nice. That's weird. It's hot. It's very hot in this building. But that ain't nothing compared to my pepper. No. I'm surprised I ate that whole spoonful right there. I'm pretty impressed with myself. Woo. Well, I almost had my first hiccup. I've never hiccuped from that before. Yeah, no, that is, if that's around 800,000, well, I am having hiccups. I've never had hiccups before. That's crazy, man. Woo, I got the endorphin rush. Holy moly. Yeah, but that's nothing compared to my pepper. Wow. Well, said I would do it. So let's go. I didn't say I would eat the whole pepper. Wow, my lips. Woo! My lips are singeing right now. Let's cut this pepper open and see what the inside looks like. Ah, this one has a placenta. That's scary. Oh my lord. Wow. It burns my nose just smelling it. Jeez. Man, you could smell that smells evil, man. No, man. I really want to get these tested, man. This is my little piece. You can laugh. Oop, got on my fingers. You can laugh all you want. I'm predicting this is going to ruin me worse than that spoonful of the sauce. I ate one this big last time. So let's see how big this is. I can't see it. This is like about a third at most. So it ain't much. Let's see what happens. That pepper sauce is winding down already. It's me. Blowing my nose. Cool. Yeah, I feel like I'm recovering from that sauce already, so let's have a crack at this pepper. I gotta remember not to touch my eyes. Last time I ate the little pepper, I don't even think I touched my eyes. I was looking for like a cloth or something to wipe my face with, sorry. I don't think I touched my eyes last time. My eyes just puffed up. You can see it in my face. It looked like I got high or something. My eyelids just started drooping. It got all red. My whole face went like purpley red, puffy up. My face was burning so bad, man. It was like someone was burning with a blowtorch. And I didn't even think I touched my eyes. That's the scary part. If it went in my eyeball, I would have cried, man, and peed my pants. I don't know what I would have done. I probably would have pooped my pants out of shock. Just crazy. So I gotta be really, really careful. That was not funny. I suffered really bad last time. So now, if this burns hotter than what's burning in my mouth now, that's also a good sign. So let me get Let me get my creamer ready. Because last time I had to gargle creamer. Cool. I can't believe I drank this stuff. I was so desperate to stop the torture. I gargled this and had it in my mouth and I swallowed it. Man, I almost upchucked when I swallowed that. It's so disgusting. You don't want to drink that stuff. Ugh, it's nasty. Alright, here we go, folks. And this I'm doing an ode to Chili Klaus. Chili Klaus, in case you watch. This is for you. You always do this. Wonderful. Very delicious pepper. Man, that smell. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. Mm-mm. Oh, wow. It's definitely hotter than the sauce because, oh, yeah. Oh, I doubted it for a few seconds there, but here it comes. Oh, man. That pepper is evil. Oh, my gosh. That was a little piece. No placenta, no seed. Like I said, Buchaloka has got capsaicin throughout the flesh. Unlike most. This is worse than that sauce, so. Excuse me. Ain't as bad as when I ate it, but oh my gosh, man. My tongue feels like someone's got a lighter, holding the lighter on my tongue. As soon as I started chewing on it, the level of heat that I had, which was bad already, it just went like this, like, and it did my whole throat. As soon as I swallowed the first bit of saliva, it went from really nasty, prickly, electrical type heat to blowtorch with electricity heat. But I kind of wish I ate my pepper first, but I did want to prove a point. I ate a pepper by itself last time. I wanted to see it in contrast to the, oh my gosh, man. This ain't even heat. This ain't even heat, man. Woo! This is like, ha. Man, my tongue actually feels like, you know that feeling when you get smashed or crushed, like that bruising, crushing feeling? Well, almost touched my eye. My tongue feels like it's being smashed with a hammer. If it gets in my eye, the stream's over. I'm going to try and eat more now. I'm going to eat some of this. Oh, I'm going to dare myself and eat some of this placenta. Look at that placenta, man. Now, when I was reading those scientific papers earlier, like I said, I think it was in India where they're doing this experiment. And they tested all the different, like the dried pods, whole pods with seed and placenta, pod without seed and placenta. They noted that some peppers, like some of the weaker peppers, had like 3 million Scoville units in the placenta. And that was on a pepper that was like under 1 million Scoville. So you can only imagine if you have a pepper that is 1.5, or 2 million. What on earth is that placenta going to be? 6? 6 million? So let's try that placenta. Oh my gosh. I'll put some seeds in there for good measure. I think the only this was hot. This was hotter than that sauce. Way, twice as hot, roughly speaking. It just burns like noticeably a lot more. But it's not as hot as when I ate my whole pepper last time. Probably because I just ate a little piece like you saw. Excuse me. Everything, you sweat, you drip, you run. Whew, I don't like using Kleenex on screen. Okay. Yeah, it looks like I did heroin or something. You can see my eye. Look at my eyelids. Look at my eyes, are real puffy. That's my little piece with the placenta. And some seeds. You see little seeds in there? I know my camera sucks. The outside of my lip is just like burning. I'll do a little dunkaroo. Little dunky dunk. Little Michael Jordan there. Alright. I haven't had to snap my fingers like Chili Klaus yet. Let's see if this will do it. It's placenta and seeds. My first little pepper I ate was small. It was the size of this. How big is this piece? So this is getting more towards a respectable size. More towards half. But this has placenta. So number wise, this could be hotter than my little pepper. I'm going to touch it to my lip and see how much it burns. Some evil lipstick. I think my lips are numb. Yeah, my lips are numb. Like I've been at the dentist, man. I could bite my lips and I don't even feel it. They are numb. They are numb, man. Not to the level of dentist numb, but they're numb. Well, capsaicin is supposed to do it, so it's not like a medical mystery. It is supposed to do that. Oh my gosh, even inside my nostrils are like burning, man. This pepper here, it builds for about half an hour. Here we go. Oh my Lord, oh my God. As I bit down and inhaled to breathe. Oh my Lord. Yeah, this is like when I ate the little pepper. I don't want to choke. No water. Now I gotta wait for the build. It's very deceptive at first. You're like, oh, it tasted so nice. And then, yeah, now it feels like, yep, there go my lips. That's probably from when I rubbed it. And it takes about, oh, my nose. Whoo. Yeah. This is like an offensive burn. There's still, like, out of the whole pod, I still got one whole half. Am I going too wimpy, man? Let's eat a little bit more. Another little piece here. Whew. Here we go. Ate the whole one. Oh my God. Man, it's so fruity. Taste the fruit. Oh my Lord, this hurts, man. You can see my eyes, man. My eyes didn't look like that before. it actually hurts. This ain't this man. This is a level I've never felt in the back of my mouth. Man. God, it's like a live wire plugged into my jawbone. Excuse me. I'll plow forward, man. I'll get through this next part here. I think maybe when I ate the little pepper. My gosh, it's like someone with a knife sliced my tongue open, man. Oh, my eye. Hold up. Whew, man, the rush going through my body right now, the pleasure. Whew. Here. Yeah. Just do a little chili clouds, dog. It's like I have little tiny pieces of broken glass. When you swallow, that's what the pain feels like gritty. But when I chomped on those seeds, whoo, it's burning so bad in my tongue right now. Oh my gosh. Here we go. It's almost like bubble gum flavor. So fruity. Whew. I wonder if the Vikings ate peppers, man. Whew. I like to see a big, strong Viking sit down at the table, earn his way into Valhalla like this, man. Ah. Ah. I will do it because you asked. And because I ate half one, I'll plow through this next half. It's good to achieve milestones in life. Let me blow my nose, sorry. Sorry for getting up. I don't want to bother people with the sight or the sound, and I apologize for what you might have heard. Other streamers don't really care. They'll barf on screen, have snot dripping out their nose, but I want to keep it a little bit more kosher. I think that's the sweat. It's like your eyeball sweat. I can't even tell you how much my mouth burns. This ain't even normal, man. Oh my gosh, it's getting worse. I'm just lucky I don't feel it in my throat this time. The last time, it was all the way down my throat like a hot iron bar. And in my stomach, it was just like molten lava. Jeez. Gosh. I tell you, if I had any tapeworms, they're friggin' dead now, man. Whoo. That is serious, man. I've never eaten a Carolina Reaper, so I don't know what a 1.5 or 2 million is like. But I know what 1 millions are like. that pain, the level of pain is just bonkers, man. Okay, here we go. I think singeing is a good name. Okay. I eat this whole half in one go this time. Stepping up the notch. Whew. I was so scared, you see, when I started off, because after I ate that little one, my little pepper last time, I was afraid, let me tell you. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if I looked at my tongue and it was blistered. Like, it feels that friggin' insane. It's just ungodly, man. This is ungodly. Let me take one little sip of this. It's to the point where I think if I eat that, I will... the skin on my tongue, something's gonna happen. Like... I ain't swallowing the cream this time. Whew. That was an extinction level event. The last time I ate the whole pepper, I had to drink and swallow that stuff. Someone would have to have a gun to my head. I can barely form words. Someone would have to have a gun to my head for me to drink that stuff. It's so disgusting. But it's better than milk, because that's like concentrated milk. Oh man. I want to look at my tongue. Here we go. Can't dunk it in the water anymore. Here we go. The whole shebang-a-bang. All the seeds, all the placenta. Lucky ain't gotten in my eyeballs yet. Here we go. Tongue, forgive me. La 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 la. Oh my gosh. I could only think of one word when I first bit down on it. I can't remember what that word is anymore. It wiped my brain clean. I can't remember what it is for the life of me. I can think of another word, inhumane. Whew. Oh, hey, Kata. That is some serious stuff, man. And you're supposed to wait 5 minutes for it to actually kick in. So that's just the initial burn, like just touching my lips. Yeah. That's pretty intense. So I'll let it build, see how bad it gets before I... Man, that taste is so strong. It's actually really nice. It's like a flowery bubblegum type taste. That's crazy. Like when I burped, the taste in my mouth. That's pretty interesting. That's serious. Yeah, my face is burning. My lips, right now, my lip, like right here, And I've had enough motorcycle accidents to know. This feels like when you just got fresh road rash. Like you got flung from your bike 40 or 50 miles an hour. No jacket, no, just bare skin. And you go grinding across the tarmac, right? It peels all your flesh off, or your outer layers. And you're looking down at your raw flesh on the inside. That burn, that pain, that stinging feeling. That's this. And crushing. Like it feels like someone's got it in a vice grip and they're just clamping it down. Like that crushing feeling. What is surprising me is my throat. My stomach is burning. Maybe I'm just getting more used to it. My stomach is burning. It's hot. But when I ate that little pepper last time, for some reason, maybe it's because I ate it all in one go. Maybe that's what I need to do. Because I ate this in little pieces. I don't know. But the level of pain is astronomical. Honestly, I don't know how it could get more painful than this. It can't get hotter. Because it's gone past hot. Goes past hot. Like habaneros are hot. After hot, then you get the tingly and then electrical. And then after that, you get like a, just like a, I don't even know what to call it, like a torture. Like, it just makes you stop, like makes time stop, and you're just like, what on earth? That's what I'm feeling now. So, I think if I do this again next time, I'm going to eat the whole pepper in one go. Like how it should be done, right? I was just really scared. And, but wow, man. It genuinely hurts so much. I'll kind of wrap it up here too, but it generally hurts so much on my lips right now that I would feel like if it got worse, I would have like physical damage to my skin. It's to that level where like my brain is telling me signals like something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like where if you bend your arm into the point where it's gonna break, your brain tells you don't do that because it's gonna break. That's what my lips feel like. My tongue felt like that earlier, but it subsided a little bit. I did drink some cream, so that's a little cheating. Cream might have coated my mouth too. But yeah, that's really hot. I don't know if it's 2 million. I don't know. I'm not a computer. But I know it's it's a lot more than 1 million. It's noticeably more than 1 million. So I would say it's probably safe to say it's around 1.5. But that's just my guesstimate. Little tissue there. One sec. But yeah, I think I would be surprised if it's 2. It's probably more towards like 1.5, something like that there. And to be honest, I think the little one packed a stronger punch. Every pepper's different, so. Oh yeah, sure. I might maybe I'll start another stream up, talk about that type of stuff after this here. Might do that. It's not the same tissue. Don't worry. Plus, I didn't. Nothing gross on it. Anyways, it's just a little general wiperoonie. Yeah. So, anyways, that's pretty much it. It was very hot, very fun. I'm glad I did that. I actually, to be honest, I thought it would be worse. But I might just be getting used to how bad my mouth is burning right now. It's definitely burning. But I can say, when I bit into it, you can probably see the look on my face, like I shut up. Like, I couldn't talk. When I ate that last half and I bit into it, that is something I've never experienced. Even when I ate the little pepper last time, that was just like, I got like sweat dripping down onto my leg. I don't know where it's coming from. When I bit into that, it just shut me up. It stopped me still. Like you're looking death in the face. Just like, it makes everything stop. Like, you can't even think. That was the most insane level. Yeah, this sweat just dripping, man. That was the highest level of insanity. But it hasn't really, didn't burn my throat. I don't know why. Maybe eating that pepper sauce like coated my throat or something. Maybe I shouldn't have eaten that pepper sauce first. So next time I do this, I'll eat the whole pepper. I can't believe I'm even saying that. I never thought I'd ever do that. But I'm going to eat the whole pepper. no cream beforehand. And what was the other thing? I ain't gonna eat that pepper sauce first. Anyways, folks, thank you all for coming. Turned out to be a very long stream, but hey, I was bored. I wanted to make a chili stream. And yeah, so for all you here now, Chewy and Kata, if you want, in a little bit, I'll probably start up another stream and start talking about all those other type of things. So, alright, folks, I've gone on too long as it is. I can't believe it's as long as it has been, so I'll get crack-a-lacking. Yeah, maybe one day in the future, if I can legally ship these seeds, like mail them out somewhere, and if somebody out somewhere is interested in them, you know what I mean? And I can legally ship them, and it doesn't cost. I'll send something out like Tasty Heat or somebody, or especially if you're like a lab or a channel, or that Ed Curry, or depending who you are and this and that. I'll pay to send the seeds out or the pepper out to you. I don't mind paying $10 or $20. You know what I mean? No big deal. But if it starts getting towards like 30ish, nah, because that's gonna mean like that's a couple days worth of lunch for me, and I ain't making that much of a sacrifice. But I wouldn't charge money for them. I don't care about that. But if you're a pepperhead, interested in growing them or trying them or verifying or testing them, I'd be more than happy to. That'd be cool. All right. Thank you all, folks, for coming. God bless you all. Take care. Yeah, I better drink some water. Gotta get some fresh water. All right, Toke. Or I said, all right, Tokes.